My name is Dr.Inam Hussain. I'm running for Congress on District 8 as a Democratic candidate. I came here about some 45 years ago. It seemed yesterday. As a young kid, 19-year-old boy with $100 in his pocket, with a lot of ambition, wanted to have a higher education. Along the way, I have adopted the education, as well as in the meantime, I was introduced to my wife, and we will be married 43 years next month. During this period, when I was getting educated, I have 4 kids. I went to medical school after 3 kids, and the dream I had to obtain as an education and provide the better life for my kids. I want to share that dream to my constituent. My passion is humanitarian. My passion is to provide the support to the people who are less fortunate, who are still struggling, who wants to have better life for themselves. I wanted to provide the experience which I had and want to share my dream with them. I wanted to provide the help that if I can do it, they can better do it in this part of the world. I am a practicing physician. Healthcare should be deal as a right of the people. It should not be privileged for the few and the privileged one, because genetics you don't have control. Environment you have little control. Unfortunately, illness don't see the boundaries of age, boundaries of sex, and boundary of people. They don't see what social structure you have, and that's why it is important that we have to provide affordable health care to the point that Medicare for all would be a better solution. Although as a physician, I have some other solution I can provide on the table. District 8 has not a unique district. This is one of the districts which reflect all throughout America. But unfortunately, there are places where they have very little shelter for the homeless. There is a poverty in our community. There are people who are scared about this immigration policies. They are immigrant. The District 8 has almost 23% Latino population, and out of that, they are fearful of this new policy where DACA is challenged, whereas families are split. And I think America is the nation of immigrants. We have to provide the lawful way of incorporating our immigrant people. We cannot put them into the cage. We are Americans. We are nation of immigrants. So we are more gentle, we are more humane, and we have to provide that kind. Also, the other problems in our district is tethering and infrastructure. Our infrastructure, roads, the airports are crumbling. We have to provide the resources to our community. We cannot waste our resources abroad. And the wars which we are fighting is not the war we should be fighting. We have to bring those resources of trillions of dollars to utilize to uplift our middle class, to uplift our poor class. We have to provide that kind of resources to our community. We have problem with the healthcare, and we say we don't have resources. If we utilize all the resources, I think we are a very rich nation. We can provide the education for our future generation, which are the one which will take this country to the next millennium. So we have to provide the resources and take the burden of the student and of the tuition, as well as have to have a better teachers, better professors, and so there will be a level field for the district of various denomination from higher level to lower level. So the kids should not face the distinguished character of the community, that some people have too much and some people have not have anything. So we have this is our problems in this district. When you see how we related to that, the people and the industry like Chevron, like mobile, Netflix, they are not paying any taxes, where the taxes are a burden to my small business institute. They are the one who are bearing, the middle class are bearing the taxes. Why we have, so I think that it will be fair that upper one class who are taking the most advantage of the capitalism, we have to justify placing some taxes on them, provided if we will close down all the loopholes. The reason the industries are not paying the taxes, there are a lot of loopholes, so we have to close down that, and if it is require more taxes, then we have to look at in that direction. The minimum wages which is required for us to make our family work together, if we have $15 per hour and two members of the family working together, and they can raise half a decent lifestyle. Right now it is in my community single mom, and the people who are working two jobs and still have difficult time to make their ends meet. Their kids cannot have the better facility. They don't have affordable housing. How they can provide the next generation a better environment. So we have to have our one of the richest nation. We have to provide minimum wage to be $15 an hour, which will uplift our lower middle class, make them effective in progressing our economy. We have to acknowledge we are a country of hundreds and thousands universities. We have scientists all over. So first of all, we have to acknowledge this is the real issue. Over the last century, our temperature have gone from 0.8 to 1.2%. The problem in real life, we say, is only 1.2% of the temperature in the degree. But the effect of that, our glaciers, our mountains are melting faster than we're supposed to. So the flooding is taking place. And to the point that we have caused that flooding, causing the rise in the ocean, which have changed the climate and causing the time which we used to have rain now is prolonged. And then there are flooding in that. Just few weeks ago, there was a news in California that we had the flood as well as fires in that, because our forests are dried, and then when the mountain melted, the dams are over receding, and it is a shame that we pulled out from that the Treaty of Paris, and we are doing very good up to 2016. We were holding on the pollution and the requirement of our carbon chain, but it is unfortunate in this government we have pulled out, and we are not shouldering the responsibility as a developed nation. The small businesses are the real employer of the community. They give the employment of local population. So we have to have help them in that category, because we cannot put the burden of taxation on them. The health insurance is another burden for them. So if we have the single payer insurance, which is Medicare for all, will reduce the burden on our small businesses, and we have to modify our tax code that they are not the only one are paying the taxes. If we have reduced the taxes on them and levy the taxes on the top bracket, then that taxes would be less for the small businesses. Those are the modification in tax code we have to do that. The small business owner should know that when I come as a US congressman, I will be speaking on their behalf. I will making sure their tax burden is less, their responsibility for health insurance are less for their employee, and the other unnecessary codes of businesses should be reduced. So this way they will have a level field, they can uplift their business in that category.